Hello kids. So I hope you have gone through all the sequences which we have done in the last class and you are ready to learn the new sequences today. So without any delay, let's start the next sequence. The next sequence is called as Viranka numbers, or they're also called as Fibonacci series. Okay. Okay. Now this is the series. The first two numbers of this series are 1. Okay, so I'm writing here A1 is 1. It's always there. So A2 is 1. These first two numbers are 1, and the next number, the third number, this, it is the sum of previous two numbers. Previous two numbers. So for this 2, the previous two numbers are this one and this one. So I can write A3 is equal to A2 plus A1, which is A1 is 1 and A2 is 1. So this is 1 plus 1, which is equal to 2. So A3 is 2 here. This is A1, this is A2, this is A3. This A3 is sum of the previous two numbers, this one plus this one, which makes 2. So A3 is 2. Now coming to A4. A4 is again what? It is the sum of previous two numbers. This is A4 and it is the sum of previous two numbers, which is 2 plus 1. For this number A4, the previous two numbers are A2 and A3. That is this 1 and this 2. So this is 1 plus 2, which is making this as 3. Similarly, A5, which is this number A5. This A5, it is sum of the previous two numbers, this 2 and this 3. So I can write this as 2 plus 3, which is making this as 5. So this is how we are getting the numbers here in this. Now, the next one is A6. So this is A6. So at this position A6, it is the sum of the previous two numbers, that is 3 plus 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8. So what we have seen, kids, that the first two numbers will be 1 and from the third position the number will be the sum of the previous two numbers. Like for A3, it is 1 plus 1 2. For this one it is 2 plus 1 3. For A5 it is 2 plus 3 5. For this one it is 5 plus 3 8. For the next number it is 8 plus 5 13. And for this 21, this is 8 plus 13. So for every number, in order to get the next term, we will add the previous two terms. This is how it works. Okay. So I'm writing the pattern here. The pattern is the first two numbers, the first two numbers of this series are 1 and the next number is obtained by adding the previous two numbers. So if I ask you that in this series till A6 we have done, this is A7 and this is, let's say, A8. If I have to find out A9, how I'll get A9? It is sum of A7 and A8. That means A7 we have 13 and A8 we have 21. So answer will be 34. A9 will be 34. Similarly, we can find out any number by adding the previous two terms. Okay. Now, let us go to the next series, which is power of 2 and power of 3. So kids, first of all, we have to understand what is power. Okay. So when we say power of any number has two parts. It has a base and then base to the power. So this base and this power, they both are numbers. So example I'm taking is, if I say the base is 2 and the power is 2, that means it is 2 multiplied by 2. So the power of 2 to the power 2 is 4. Okay. Now, if I say the power of 6 to the power 3, it can be any number. So it will be 6 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6. So same number multiply by itself by the amount of power. If it is 6 to the power 3, so that means 6 has to be multiplied by 3 times. If it is 7 to the power 4, that means 7 has to be multiplied by it 4 times. This is the concept of power. Okay. Now, coming to this series. So, we can say here, this series, we have to identify that this series is power of what? So, it is given it is power of 2. Let us see. One more thing, kids. If we have any number which has the power 0, any number, be it is 2 to the power 0, 3 to the power 0, 77 to the power 0, 900 to the power 0, any number to the power 0, answer will always be 1. Okay, so if there is 0 as a power to any number, the answer will be 1. So if we look at this series, we can say the first number A1 is 2 to the power 0, which is 1. The next number A2, it is 2 to the power 1, which is 2 itself, 2 multiplied by itself, that is only 2. Then A3, that is at third position, we have 2 to the power 2, which makes it 4. We have 4. We can write 4 as 2 to the power 2 because that is 2 multiplied by 2, 4. Similarly, at fourth position, we have 2 raised to the power 3 here. This is fourth position. I'm writing this is A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7. So at A4 position, we have 8 and we can write 8 as 2 raised to the power 3 because that is equivalent to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, which is nothing but 8. Right? Next number at fifth position, we have 16, which is 2 raised to the power 4 because it is 2 multiplied by itself 4 times, which make it 16, which is written over there. Similarly, at A6, this is 2 raised to the power 5. A7 is 2 raised to the power, this one is 6. Okay. So, I'm also writing here A6 is 2 raised to the power 5, which is making it as 32. Similarly, at A7, we have 2 raised to the power 6, which is making it as 64. So, this is the power of 2 sequence starting from 1 because at first place we have 2 raised to the power 0, then second place 2 raised to the power 1, third place 2 raised to the power 2 and so on. So kids, if you observe the pattern here, we can see that the power which is present at any position is 1 less than the position because when we were at first position the power was 0. When we were at second position, the second position, the power was 1. When I was at third position, the power was 2, which is again 1 less than 3. Similarly, at seventh position, we have the power this one as 6, which is again less than this one. Okay. So first I'm writing the pattern. The pattern is simple. The pattern is, it is the sequence of, it is the sequence of power of 2, power of 2, this. Now we have to find the nth term. So if I have to find nth term of this sequence, the nth term will be the base, which is 2, because it is the sequence of 2. So I will write 2, and the position minus 1. So it is n minus 1, because we just learned that the power is 1 less than the position. At 7th term, at 7th position, the power was 6. At 6th position, the power was 5. Okay, so at nth position, the power will be 1 less than the position itself. So let me take one example here. If I say we have to find the 16th term of the series, it will be 2 raised to the power 16 minus 1, which is equal to 2 raised to the power 15. So this is the power of 2. I hope this is clear. Still, I will reiterate. So power of any number is the power of any number. In the power, we have two things. We have a base and then we have a power. So the base is the number whose power we have to derive. This is the base, the lower number, and this is the power. Okay. Now, in this particular series, it is the power of 2 series, because we can easily see at the first place we have 1, which we can write as 2 raised to the power 0, which will give us 1. At the second place, we have 2 raised to the power 1. Third place, we have 4, which is 2 raised to the power 2. Fourth place, we have 8, which is 2 raised to the power 3, and so on. So this is a power of 2 series. Okay. So similarly, we have power of 3 series as well. So now that we understood that what is a power, we can straight away come to the power of 3 series. So here A1 is 1. So can I write this as 3 raised to the power 0, because that will give me 1. Now at second place, I'm writing A1, A2 here. This is A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, and so on. Okay. Yeah. Now, in this case, what we have is, yeah. So in this case, what we have is 3 raised to the power 0 is 1. Now, next is 3. So this is 3 raised to the power 1, which will give me 3. At third position, we have 9. That is 3 raised to the power 2, because this is 3 into 3, which is 9. So at A4, we have 27. 27 is 3 raised to the power 3, right? At fifth place, we have 81. 81 is 3 raised to the power 4. So like how we did in the power of 2, similarly we have everything same in the power of 3, except that it has 3 at the base. Okay, so we can easily recognize the pattern here. The pattern is, it is the sequence of power of 3. Power of 3. Okay, and same thing we have here also, that the position where that number is present, the term is present. So in that case, the power will be 1 less than the position number. Like in the case of A2, we have 1 at the power. In the case of A3, we have 2 at the power, and so on. So again, we can derive the formula that if I have to derive the nth term, in this power of 3 series, it will be what? It will be, base will be 3 and power will be n minus 1 again. Okay, so it will be this thing. Now, we will take one example of this also. So let us try to find out what is present at A10, the 10th term of this power of 3 sequence. It will be 3 raised to the power 10 minus 1 because n is 10 here. So using this formula, we can find out the answer. It is 3 raised to the power 9. This one is 3 raised to the power 9. Okay, so this is all about the sequences we have done. And next, we are going to take exercise 1.2 queries. Okay.